All right, guys, welcome to another episode of the Notorious 508 Boxing Podcast. I am Shamrock Holmes tonight, here always with my man AJ Rivera. And tonight we're putting on a little spin on things. This will be my first episode ever having amateur fighters on. And we're bringing through someone on the Rivera Promotions card this weekend, Justin Laporte.
Sir,
Very,
what's going on, guys?
very nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
AJ, take it from here, my brother. We got a bunch of
Yeah,
questions for you.
This is gonna be a fun one. This is not only our first amateur on this podcast. It's actually gonna be the first time I'm having amateurs fight on one of my shows. They're gonna open up. They're gonna set the bar high for the pros. So it's gonna be a fun night. You're gonna definitely get your money's worth because I think a lot of times amateurs are a little bit more exciting than the pros anyway. They know they only got 3 rounds to get it done. So as soon as those bells ring, they are going at it. But tell us a little bit about yourself, Justin. How'd you get into boxing? When did you start?
Yeah, so I started boxing like a few years ago. Actually, like a year and a half, honestly, because I was in the military. So I wanted to do that in there, but I didn't really have much time. And then when I got out, my dad introduced me to Sean, my trainer at Camp Get Right. And then from there, I just found a passion for it, and I just kept going. So a year and a half strong, and I've been putting in as much work, so trying to get to the top.
Okay. What is that? Just boxing something you just like randomly wanted to pick up? Like what made you decide? Oh, I want to start boxing.
Since like a kid, like I've always been around boxing. I would hit the mitts with my dad and my uncle that we talked about earlier. As a kid, but I never really got into it. I was more focused kind of on other sports. But just like watching like some of my favorite fighters, like Shakur, Davis, and all that, it just inspired me to give it a chance because you only got one shot. You only live one time, so you gotta chase your dreams, and that's what I wanted to do, and I fell in love with this.
So
What
a
branch
year
of
and
the
a half
military?
in.
That what?
What branch of the military?
I was in the Marine Corps.
All right.
How long did you do that for?
I was in there for 3 years. I got injured in my last year of my contract. I ended up actually in California. I fell down a mountain. We're doing a night hike, yeah. So I injured my knee, my back pretty bad. And they're just like doing physical therapy, but they were just sending me to different places. So I didn't really get to do a lot of physical therapy, which made it got worse over time. So I ended up getting out of the military a little early. Yeah.
Damn, boxing and the Marine would have been fun.
I know, right? I feel like the Marine Corps team and all that, but it's like when I was talking to the recruiter, they made it seem like it had so much time to myself to do that. Yeah, you can pursue that. I'm like, cool. So I went in there, but I had like literally no time to do any of that stuff. So I was in the infantry too, so it's like every day something different.
What's one of the coolest places you've been to through the Marine Corps?
Coolest places, I think I would say Indiana, just because of the experience that we had over there. We had an entire city, like they bought an entire city, and we had that to ourselves. And they hired like role players, so we had people pretending to like we're in a foreign country, for example. So they even spoke the language, and you had to try to communicate with them. Obviously, we didn't know the language, so we're learning how to communicate, learning how to like kind of bond with them, create those relationships. So it's pretty cool to be in character like that.
It's kind of fire.
Yeah.
It's kind of twisted too at the same time. Like you got to go and talk to random people in a whole city. Like there's nobody living in this city.
Yeah, it was crazy because they had like the people the shepherds, they were walking around with goats and stuff like that. But some of them too, you had to be careful because they weren't all your friends. A lot of them were feeding information to the Op Four because we were training with British Special Forces, so they were our Op Four, and then like a detachment of Marines also was the enemy. So we were kind of like fighting against them. So it was weird because you were able to spread propaganda and do all that stuff. So it was like make it as real as possible. So it was pretty cool. Though. Yeah.
So fast forward, you get out the Marines, you start boxing. You've been boxing now. How many fights? You got about what, 9, 8, 7 fights?
I got 8 fights right now.
8 fights.
Mm-hmm.
You got 8 fights. I'm hearing that this is your last amateur fight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I'm excited. August at Polar Park. Actually, I'm making my pro debut over there. That's the plan right now. So, got to put on a show for the last amateur fight, going out with a bang.
Oh yeah, this will be like almost like a glorified sparring like leading up to the fight, making sure
Mm-hmm.
you're in shape and whatnot.
Mm-hmm. Make sure I look good and all that. Yep.
You got any? You got any? Obviously, everyone wants to win championships and make
Mm-hmm.
money and stuff like that. But you have any like to-do lists on your way up the rankings, or is it just like whatever happens, happens?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like for me, I want to get my name out there. I don't want to be the person that is fighting bums for like the first 20 fights or the first 10 fights. I want to fight the best of the best guy. I feel like, iron sharpens, what is it?
Yeah,
Iron sharpens iron or something like that.
yeah.
Yeah, so I'm trying to do that, fight the best of the best and just push myself as far as I can.
You got any? You got a hit list? You got any names in mind of like guys you're like, yeah, I want that guy. Got to see me, or I want to fight that guy.
And like the pros.
Yeah,
I mean, for my weight class, I think the lowest I'll go is 140. I don't think I'd be able to make it to 135, but I'd love to fight big names like Ryan Garcia, Davis, and all that.
you're
Eventually,
big
I'd have to
140.
probably
140,
to
even 140
135.
is a stretch.
Yeah, because I mean, I fought at 47 before, and it was tough making that weight, but I don't think I was doing it right. So like, what I would do is we were cutting weight the day before. I wouldn't eat or drink anything from like 5 p.m. to the weigh-ins the next day to make that weight. So I was just killing myself making that. So I moved up to 56 because as an amateur, you could get away with it going in a higher weight class. But, probably want to take that more serious with like dieting and all that stuff.
Yeah, you want to definitely get like a nutritionist, and
Mm-hmm.
you can cut weight more properly in the pros because you weigh in the day before the fight instead of the day of
Mm-hmm.
the fight.
Exactly. Yeah.
But I think you'd still be a pretty big 140. Like
Mm-hmm.
you're big. You look like you handle your own at 54.
Mm-hmm.
So I can only imagine at 140.
Yeah, it's all about feeling good. I don't want to go in weak or anything like that.
You got so obviously besides the big time national names, any eyes on any local guys that you're like, I'd like to share the ring with them?
And maybe Jermaine at some point, when I'm up there, that'll
That'd
be
be
great.
fine.
Yeah, no, he's a great fighter. It'll be definitely a great experience.
I think at 140, by the time you start getting up in the rankings, I'm thinking Jermaine's gonna be like 147 by then.
You think he's gonna move up?
He's gonna have to eventually. I mean, he's still young. Your grown man body doesn't really kick into your 26, 27.
Mm-hmm.
And even at 140, he still looks really big. Like
Yeah.
he's a big 140. So I mean, the same thing. My dad spent a majority of his career at 147, and then when his body was just rejecting it, not doing it no more, he
Mm-hmm.
only had like 3 fights at 154, and then he had to go to 160.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wait, how long did he fight? Like, what year did he start fighting?
Amateurs and pros or pros?
Just like pro, like his pro debut. Or actually, yeah, amateur. Like, when did he start like picking up in his
So
amateur?
amateurs, he started at 15.
Okay, so wow, yeah.
He started at 15 in Springfield, and then he met Carlos when he was like 16.
Mm-hmm.
He started training with Carlos in Worcester when he was 16, which is considered pretty late for for a sport like boxing.
Yeah.
And then he turned pro either the year I was born or the year before I was born. So he turned pro in 92 or 93.
93, yeah. Carlos, I love Carlos. He's great. I remember with Sean, because this is a time where I knew of Carlos, but I didn't really know too much of him. And Sean was like, "Hey, you want to work with the pads with him?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure, let's do it." And then he's like, "Oh, Carlos, he's gonna mess you up." And I'm at him like, "Yo, Sean's setting me up for something. Yo, that guy for his age, he can move crazy." I was like, "Yo, 3 rounds and that's my arms are done after that."
It keeps him young. I tell people that.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, "Oh, is Carlos retiring?" Yeah, it's Carlos. I'm like, listen, I think you'll see him deteriorate faster if he wasn't still doing boxing related stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's sharp. He's sharp.
Yeah, was he like what 75 around in his 70s now or?
Yeah, mid late 70s.
I saw him jumping the rope and stuff. He was like going down to the ground and stuff. I'm like, yeah, that's crazy. Hopefully at that age I can still be doing that.
Still doing pull-ups.
Yeah.
Still doing pull-ups, still doing sit-ups. Carlos is a tank.
He really is, yeah. Yeah, the Godfather.
The Godfather is immortal, bro. That's how it goes.
Literally. He's in better shape than all his proteges.
Yeah.
All the retired guys all look like they ate themselves.
Yeah, that's really how it happens. Yeah.
By the way, this is the what? I don't know if it's the anniversary, but I know it's the anniversary of that post, AJ. Your dad messing you up in the ring. We're still mad about that on this podcast.
Yeah. That was when you think, you start getting a little bit better and you're like, you know what? Today I got time for dad.
Mm.
And then they remind you that they're still dad.
Yeah.
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 Did you ever pick up boxing?
Yeah. So I used to fight amateur.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I used to fight amateur. And then I stopped fighting when I went to college. After college, because you'll find out that fire never burns. Like it never go. Even if you don't become a pro or whatever, once you've done the boxing thing for a long time, you loved it and been around, you'll catch yourself years after retirement walking down the street and shadow boxing and it just never. So when I was like 20, I was like 24, 23 or 24. I was like, you know what? I want to do a comeback fight. I want to fight one more time. Except I don't want to do the amateurs. I want to do the pros. I never really liked the amateurs. I never liked the point system. I never really liked the pace. But I was like, all right, I want to go pro. And then my dad came out of retirement to be on the same card as me.
Yeah. Oh, that's dope.
It never ended up working out. We didn't end up getting to do it. But leading up to it, I was training with Rocky, and my dad was training with your trainer, Fitzy.
Yeah.
And we sparred a couple times, and I thought, I did better than I ever have in my life. But after a certain amount of rounds, and he's just really good at walking you down, tiring you out. By the third, fourth round, you're not just physically like, your body's also tired because my dad.
Yeah.
You'll learn in the pros, like you take what people give you. Not everything has to be a clean face shot, and everything has to be a clean body shot. Sometimes you're gonna hit elbows. Sometimes you're gonna hit shoulders. Sometimes you're gonna hit people in the biceps.
Yeah.
And that's breaking somebody down over the course of an 8, 10, 12 round fight. So my dad's really good at that. And he was doing that to me. He caught me with a few body shots. I'm exhausted trying to fight him off. And I threw a lazy jab and he gave me CTE. He came over the top, overhand right.
Yeah.
That's the best part is there's kid and you can see the moment that he turned it on. He turned like you must have clipped him or something. He said, "Hey, it's time."
Yeah.
Funny.
Well, I think, like I said,
funny for you, but
well, like I said, we've always been like. So, for example, if I'm here, my dad would like be here, and then the moment that like I matched him here, he would go here. He's always done that. So this was the first time. Now I'm like 23. I'm 24. I'm developing my grown man body. I'm training with Rocky. I'm getting some skills, and then so I think I was. Yeah, I had clipped him a couple times, but it was also the fact that I could. He was comfortable doing it because he knew I could take it, as opposed to when I was 16. That punch I probably still would have been in the ring sleeping.
Probably still feel it. You have to tank because I use the same personal trainer that he used to use, Radavon. I don't know if you ever mentioned.
Hey, listen,
that guy be killing me, man. But if I feel so much better, I'd be going there. It's almost an hour drive for me. I'd be driving there, and I'm thinking in my head like, "Yo, this shit's gonna suck, bro." But I get there. I don't know. Have you ever been there to one of the workouts?
I've worked out with him.
Oh, really? The clock in his basement?
So when I was working out with Radovan, he actually wasn't in the basement. He was actually at like a fitness facility that he ended up leaving. It was in like Brookline. And so my dad is like, anyone will tell you, the dude was just a workhorse. And he couldn't find a strength and conditioning coach that could outwork him.
Yeah.
Like he's like, after the workout, still feeling like I could go do my boxing workout. That's how great shape my dad was. So he was basically on the search of somebody who made him feel like I want to throw up or quit.
Yeah.
And Radovan came very close to making my dad throw up. He didn't get to succeed, but once my dad was pretty much dead after this workout, he was like, "Yeah, this is my guy." It's actually really good that you're working out with him now as an amateur and getting accustomed with him, because I mean his workouts, there's a method to his madness.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, he's really smart. He has like a notebook and keeps track of everything. And the thing I like about that is it's not all transactional. He's pretty personable too. So it's not more like, you know what I'm saying, like it's an enjoyable experience. So he really cares for his people. And he always tells me that your dad would go there at 5 a.m. and then shower, then go straight to work and then go box right after. I'm like, that's crazy. That's like his stamina was
He would get up, like 5 a.m, go all the way to Brookline, go train with him, then shower, change, drive all the way back over here, do the court officer job, be there all day. After that, go to the boxing gym, do the boxing workout. Like, when you're determined, you really could, some people make excuses. It's too far, it's too this, it's too that. When you want something bad enough, you'll make it happen.
Exactly, yeah. All about making a schedule, making it work.
Does he messes with the clock with you too?
He doesn't mess with the clock, but I mean, like, I look at the clock all the time. I'm like dying. I'm like, man, we just did like 7 workouts. It had to be 30 minutes. I look up, it's only been 5 minutes. Like, oh, bro.
So sometimes he was doing this like mind game where like, because like, you know how like, for the most part, if I tell you like, all right, you only got 10 seconds, right? You're going to start going all out.
Yeah.
Right? You're going to start going all out, whether you're doing rounds or running or whatever. You're like doing a workout. And also, I'm like, all right, 10 seconds, push. Most people just like give that last spurt. So Rodovan's the type to tell you, 30 seconds left, and there's a whole fucking minute and a half left. But he doesn't want you holding back or like withholding yourself. Like, he wants you giving it your all at all times.
Yeah.
He like, I remember there was a couple of times where he had my dad doing like 4, 5, 6 minute rounds. I was like, this round feels so long.
Yeah.
You think it's just messing with the clock.
Yeah, he's funny. I was talking to your dad about it. I was like, yeah, my favorite part is when he pulls that mat out so you could stretch. That's how you know it's over. It was funny because your dad told me about the throwing up. He was like, don't let him fool you. He likes it when you throw up. And since that day, I think I've only thrown up like one time. It's funny because we have a little joke because it was like a week where I was just like meal prepping, so I made a lot of spaghetti and I was just eating spaghetti before I went there. And he was like, now it's the thing because I would always throw it up. He was like, no spaghetti today, right? I'm like, hell no, spaghetti, not a chance.
Yo, Rob, he enjoys it. He enjoys. You throw up, he's like, for him, it's like mission accomplished.
Got him, yeah.
That's a real life situation now for training. But Popeye, his extra round now, he only thought there was 10 seconds left too, and there was a whole nother minute.
Yeah.
That well, what I like is that he trains with you in a way that, most of the time it's normal over 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12 rounds, your body will start to weaken. But what he's training you for is he's building you, he's giving you core, he does a lot of core strength stuff, but he's giving you strength while you're exhausted. So your body still carries your power and your strength, and you're able to actually take more damage as well. Because he's making you into a tank. His workouts are, I mean, unless you've experienced it, it's
people, yeah. I've definitely seen the difference. I remember like my first time working with Radovan, I was working for like I think a month, and then I fought in the finals of the Marciano tournament. I've never felt the first punch I threw, I almost knocked the kid out that I was fighting. I threw a straight left, and then this dude was stumbling. I was like, I thought in my head, I'm like, Radovan, here we go. I definitely got to keep got to invest in yourself. So it's been a journey.
That's the difference between a lot of guys that are good and a lot of guys that are great. Even on other scales, they say what LeBron puts like 1.5 million into his body every year.
Who does?
That's why at 39 years old, he is outperforming 20-year-olds. Mm-hmm. It's because he's investing in himself. So it's the same thing with boxing. If you're not just taking it serious, but if you're investing in yourself, you're gonna be a lot more successful.
Yeah. Let me try that new
Nutrition
sauna
is.
that your dad was telling me about. I tried that out for a little bit. That's actually really good. That's helped me out a lot. The sauna.
Oh, yep. That
Yeah.
that was a career saver for him.
Mm-hmm.
He was
It's not
supposed to
really
have
good.
a career-ending elbow surgery, and he was back winning his third world championship within like 9 months.
Yeah. It's a crazy comeback right there. It's a story.
What can we expect from you on June 1st?
For me, man, like the biggest thing that I always had a problem with was my stamina, but now like I'm able to go 6, 7 rounds. So I think you're gonna see a more complete fighter. Like I usually would get lazy towards like the third round because I'm like trying to survive, but I feel like now you're not gonna see that. You're gonna see more explosiveness, more speed, definitely more power. So it's gonna be a great show.
Are you a mover? Are you a counter puncher? Are you a brawler?
More of a counter. I feel like I'm more of a counter puncher. I like that. I like that style. I like to read my opponent and kind of go off of that. That's why I like how you were saying you don't really like the amateur style. I don't really like that either because I like reading the opponent and going off of him. But they could throw 2 punches or 3, 4 punches and only one of them hits, and somehow they get more points in that round. You know, so it's tough. So
Yeah, that's exactly why I hated the amateurs. I always felt like I was landing the harder shots. I was controlling the pace because I'm gonna come forward,
yeah,
brawler type. There he is.
Yeah,
And the amateurs, they do a lot of pity pat punching.
mm-hmm. Exactly. Yeah. So I'm excited to go pro. I mean, I'm 24, so I'm thinking like I don't want to be too old making my pro debut. I feel like now I got the skills, I got the conditioning to kind of keep going to that next level.
He keeps disappearing. Where you at, Pete?
my apologies.
I think he's on now. Should be
Am I
good.
on now?
Nah, we can't see. Well, you see your picture.
There you go.
Now we see.
There
it.
you go.
My apologies. I was having a difficult time trying to hop on this today.
Well, now this is the second amateur we've now had on the podcast. We've never had any amateur guys on there. I was telling the fans and these guys earlier, we've never even done an amateur show. We usually do it with the pros. But you'll be one of the guys fighting on June 1st. You'll be one of the guys fighting that night.
Yes, I am.
Let's talk about it. Where did you start boxing? How'd you get into boxing?
Well, I started boxing. I was doing a lot of backyard stuff. Honestly, I started off from the street. Like
You're talking like Kimbo Slice?
I'm talking about like Campbell Slice. Literally, that's how I started my boxing. Like
Yes.
I was just growing up, and they just I wanted to get into boxing always, but for me, I felt like I never really had the luxury to just put myself in there because of just how I grew up. I guess I would say, system. It's just a whole bunch of there's a bunch of shit behind it. Why I felt like I never really got into it as early as I wanted to. But then when I really wanted to start getting into it, I still didn't really know how to go about it, where to start. Like there's just a lot in my head at the time. It was mostly mental. It's like money, going there, doing this, doing that. So I was just like, damn, I don't even know if I could really like be able to do this because it seems like it's a lot, and I don't really have all that time or money to even put myself into it. But that was just the mental part, I would say. So then I started off like doing backyard shit because over in Worcester, like they had a bunch of little local groups just trying to like help the community out, and we'll just have like a bunch of little backyard boxing events going on, and people would just call me, and I would just go over there and just spar with them, put on a show, and I was always good. And I want to say I honestly did that for like 2 years, 3 years straight, and it just kept on getting better and better. And then I want to say the last 2, 3 times I put some kids on their ass, and everyone was looking at me like, "Yo, what are you doing here?" Like I'm like, "What do you mean?" They're like, "Why are you not in the fucking gym for real? Keep on coming back to these backyard shit, wasting your talent, wasting your time. Just go to the gym and start doing something with yourself." So I was just like, I'll see. I'll see, whatever. And then I don't know. I just got up one day. I'm just like, you know what, fuck. Let me just go to the gym because it's like, what am I really gonna do? It's like I don't really got nothing else to do. Why not? So I ended up heading over to Camp Get Right. I want to say like 3 years ago, and met up with Ken. Well, actually, let me not say that. Actually, I already been going to the gym like prior since I was like I was first into that gym. I was like 16, 17 years old, but I didn't really take it serious. I just went for like a week, and then I was always on and off. Like I'll go there for like throughout the years. I'll go there once, train for like a day, don't go again, go there, and it was just always on and off and off.
Yeah.
And I just never really took it serious up until I started doing the backyard stuff, and other people started seeing what I didn't see. Honestly, at first, and it was just like, all right, maybe I might just give this a shot. Just give this a shot. See where it takes you. You never know. And then, yeah, like I said, boom. And then eventually, I went to Camp Get Right. Seeing Daniel, he looked at, he seen me. He was just like, yeah, I think I could work with this one. And ever since then, we've just been working and working and working. Like shit, he's been on my back, always yelling at me about something. It's still learning progress. I mean, they've been treating me pretty well. They've been treating me really, really great. Ken's been treating me awesome. Like that. Can't get right. They love me over there. Not only Ken and Daniel, like all the coaches, all the trainers. They all respectfully try to give me their advice on something if they see me doing anything wrong. They're like, hey, Pete, straighten this out. Pete, like just tuck the chin a little bit more. Do this, do that. And I take advice from everybody. Because one thing I learned growing up, like one person gives birth to a kid, but it takes the whole village to raise one, And that's how I see the gym as, we come in, we have our individual trainers, but you can also learn from each and every different coach and adult in there because they've already been through it. They've already, did their time, and they're just here to just give back and show us the knowledge that they got and they had coming up. So, that's where I am with Kim Gilray. Like, and it's been doing we've been doing pretty good over there, and I feel like there's gonna be a lot of great things coming up.
So, you've been an amateur for how long now?
I've been an amateur honestly for a year now.
Okay.
A year. And
any plans on when you want to make that leap, that jump?
Daniel, my coach, came to me recently, and he said, "Get ready. Next year we're going pro." I got a little bit excited, so but I think next year is gonna be the year we really make that leap and start, just really making a name and putting a stamp on things. Not letting nobody that comes in that ring breathe, because that's how it gotta be.
So, what can we expect on June 1st? As just already
on June 1st, my gym and my team, they want me to take them out as early as possible. KO. They want me to take them out of there first round, second round, the most.
Amateur KO. Those don't happen often.
It's tough. I know it's tough. They need to put out pressure on me. My coach said if I don't take him out, then I'm making the gym look bad. So now, how do you think I feel? Now the pressure's on me. Now I gotta go in there with the clear mind. I gotta get the points. I gotta be clean. I gotta take them out. So I gotta work.
So when you turn pro, what weight you gonna fight at?
I think I might stay at the light heavyweight 176 because honestly, when I walked into that gym about 190, almost 200 pounds. I was heavy. So I cut a lot already as it is. So I'm pretty, healthy at the 176. I don't know if I really want to go down because, shoot, I like to eat, man. I like to walk around looking healthy and it's like
I feel that.
Those cutting days be stressful.
But as a pro, you get the 24-hour rehydration period.
You do. I hear you do. You got that. Honestly, for some reason, I thought you guys was gonna give it to us this time. I was so hyped, and then when I seen that message on that Facebook, I'm like, oh, damn.
If it was up to me, I would do everybody weighing in at the same time, and that would have been on Friday.
It would have been beautiful.
The amateurs got their own rules. It's pros weighing the day before, amateurs weighing the day of.
Yeah.
Trust me, I'm not trying to be at the venue any earlier than I have to be, but it is what it is.
What happens if you miss weight? What happens if you miss weight the day of? Do you get to make a deal, or the fight is just off?
Well, I know in the amateurs they're not as strict as like the pros. Is like that's the contract weight, and then you're at the mercy of whatever the opponent wants. So if the opponent says you got to give me this much per pound, whatever, or no fight, and the amateurs, they give you a little leeway anyway. And the amateurs, I think they give you like a 4-pound leeway or something like that.
2 pounds.
So they give you a little bit of a leeway anyway. And if you are bigger than that 2 or 3 pound leeway that they give you, they just bump you up to the neck. Like when I was fighting at 141, I was at a tournament. I won the first round, and then the guy that I was supposed to fight in the second round didn't make weight, so they bumped him up to 152.
So you fought a different.
I ended up getting a bye that week. Like I ended up winning by default because my opponent, I weighed in. They just gave me a bye, and they bumped him to 52. And then I waited. I fought some like Spanish cat in the third round. But yeah, so I know in the pros, it's either you're gonna come out money wise or nobody gets paid basically, and you trained and did all that for no reason.
Like Garcia and Haney, that 1.5 mil he had to pay per pound, or was 500K per pound he had to pay.
Yeah, he gave him 1.5 mil.
Yeah,
I mean honestly, he knew what he was doing though. He clearly knew what he was doing because that didn't mean nothing when he got that 50 mil. You feel me? You could keep that one. You could keep that 5 any day.
And what it does for his career after that, I would have did the same thing.
Yeah.
I'd say they both rehydrate anyway. So like 165, they both get heavy as fuck after. So really, it doesn't really matter.
If I'm in a tough fight and I'm already gonna have a disadvantage, I might as well try to give myself some type of advantage. That's basically what he did. And then he's looking at it now. Look at how his stock just rose. You know, he's gonna make a bag. He's gonna make crazy bags.
Yeah, it's just following because all that social media. He's always the A side of things. Even like in that whole fight with Haney, he wasn't the B side. He was the A side of that shit just because of his following that he's built. You know.
No, he's
that's
smart.
Why he got
smart for that one. That boy's marketing plan it's genius.
It's just funny as hell. You guys have you see that shit that he be doing?
Yeah. It's his marketing, man. It's his marketing team. It's his team. I don't know. They know what they're doing. At first,
I'm not gonna tell you guys to be as crazy as Ryan, but take notes. If you guys are ticket sellers, if you guys are marketable, you will find that you're having an easier time getting on shows than some other fighters that you know or in your gym or whatever. Because at the end of the day, just like you guys got to eat, the people that are putting you on those cards have to eat.
Business.
You know, it's all business. So if you're a ticket seller, if you're marketable, if you're putting asses in seats, people are gonna want you. You're gonna get on those cards early in your career. Your career is gonna go faster, as opposed to some guys who have been fighting longer than you. You see, they only got 4, 5, 6 fights because they can't get on cards unless they're taking some B-side fights.
Yeah, exactly.
And then before you know it, you're on TV.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's
I have a question for Peter. On the poster, you have belts.
I do.
Tournament belts?
Yes, those are very recent. One of the belts is from the Rocky Marciano tournament just this past December, I think January, and the other belt was literally 2 weeks ago from King of the Ring.
Nice, and that's Sepulveda, right? Is that his King of the Ring? Was his tournament?
Yes, I think so. Yes.
Congrats, man! It confused me because I don't know if they'll. I think you have a medal too, right?
Yeah. I got a medal and some some trophies also. I mean, it's been a real long year for me. It's been working. You know, like I said, I feel like I started off a little bit too late in the boxing game, so I have a lot to catch up on. So I'm just out here working.
You got
working myself the right way, trying to get the fights in, trying to make sure I win. Because the only way I'm really gonna get hurt, I gotta win. We could fight all day long, but we're not winning. It don't mean nothing.
You got the right trainer to speed up that process too, because then you don't play games.
Nice. Great.
The only one I didn't get was the Golden Gloves, and honestly, I honestly want to try to go for it right before I turn pro, only because I feel like they owe me one. I want to try to go back for that, and then I feel like I want to go pro because it's at the beginning of the year anyways, and I just want to try to go for it. If I don't get it again, then it is what it is. But I feel like they owe me a title, and I'm try to get that before I go pro.
You got a hit list?
I just with Golden Gloves, man. Just with Golden Gloves.
I'm saying like, is there anybody locally or nationally at your weight class that you're like, yeah, I would love to fight this person?
I mean, honestly, the only person right now that I feel like I would really get excited to fight is what's that kid's name? Ben Whitaker.
Oh,
I would love to get in the ring with him. I feel like I was just like, I don't know. He seems like an exciting. He seems like my style type of boxer, and it would be fun. Because he's like a prince not seen. I could get like that too. I just want to see if he'd be able to, like, I don't know, people that with those type of style. I want to see if he could get me because I have a style too, and I like to show off my style. So I feel like it'll be a fun match between me and him. But hopefully, you know, hopefully he gets to hear me and I can see him someday in the ring. Honestly. I feel like those like locally, no, I don't think there's anybody really locally that I really try to look for. Honestly, not in mass, not yet.
Nobody in Connecticut, Rhode Island, any of those places.
I mean, honestly, I might.
Everyone got a hit list, man. I'm not buying it. You're trying to be humble right now.
I mean, like, you gotta understand though. I'm kind of new to the game. I'm somewhat new to the game, so I don't really know all the fighters in my weight class yet. The only person I do know so far is Popeye, you know, and that's really about it. You know, I just met him the other day, and honestly, you know, like when he told me he was 176, I'm like, all right, so I gotta put you on my hit list now. You know, I didn't stand like that, but I'm like, all right, so I'm coming for you now, huh? You're one of them, okay. But he said he might be moving up. He said he might be moving up also. So I'm like, all right, if you do move up, you might be safe because I'm not moving up. I might move down if anything. You know, I don't feel like I'm moving up. But if you stay at the 176, man, I'm about to come for you. I don't know, man. You're in my city.
I'm trying to think who's around your weight class these days. So you got Popeye at 75. You got Ken at 75.
Oh, shit. Yeah.
Damn.
Forgot about that. He said, damn.
Ken's my guy.
Well, there's also 168. 168's a little bit more open.
Yeah, no, I mean, like, the next thing I might do is 168. It depends, you know, if the coach feels like, all right, you know, let's put you down at 168. Honestly, if the money's right, going pro, I'll do 168 if the money's right, but for me, it's I don't know if I really want to be walking around like that unhealthy, you know, even just trying to cut. Even it's I don't like it. I don't like walking around healthy. You know, I could fight at 175. You know, I still got the speed, I still got the power, and I still, you know, I can still move, and it still make everything look clean at 175. I don't see why not stick there as a light heavyweight. You know, but
if my body would have allowed me to, I would have went to 135. 135, but I couldn't get lower than 139. That was my cutoff.
When I was
at that point,
just recently when I was doing the King of the Ring, I want to say honestly, during those fights I was underweight. I didn't even make the 176. I was fighting that 173, and I don't think I felt too good, honestly. That's what it is. I don't think I really felt too good. I didn't feel strong. You know, like I felt okay. You know, I felt like, all right, you know, I can still fight, I can still move and everything, but like the energy wasn't really there. The strength wasn't all the way there. You know, like I was faster, yeah, but like, you know, of course I'm faster. I'm smaller, but I don't know. I didn't like it. I didn't like how I looked. I didn't really like how I felt. I mean, I told Ken going to the tournament, I feel perfect, but that's because I didn't want them to worry about anything. You know, I still went and did my thing. You know, came out on top. You know, give thanks to God for that one. But I don't know if I could really go down. Like I said, unless
you guys Do either of you guys have, whether in a fight or sparring match, who's somebody that comes to mind that you were like, this motherfucker's like that?
So far in my career,
So far.
For me, sparring, I started with Kino, and he's sharp. He's great work. Sparring with the best. That's what I like doing. Sparring with people, at that better level. But
He's doing his thing in the team combat.
Yeah, the butchers taking people out. He's doing his thing.
Kino's really good. Me and Kino like been in the sparring thing, in the sparring event once, and it wasn't even serious. He was very tired, and I think he just like sparred a couple times, and we just got in there for like a brief moment. And I want to say, he hit me with this hook that I felt for the next 2 days. I was just like, what the fuck? And I've been in there with so many like all types of characters, huge guys, like I've been in there with all types of guys. And Kino, he's not really that big, and I'm just like, and he's the only person that really touched me, and I felt it the next day. And I was just like, what the fuck? And there's nobody else, and nobody else. I'm telling you, I've been sparring all different, so far in my career, I've been sparring with everybody, big guys, everything. No one's touched me, and I'm like, damn. They'll hit me, and I'll be like,
Jermaine had me feeling like I was fighting an octopus.
Fighting the Flash.
Jermaine had me feeling like I was getting jumped. He was in front of me. He was next to me. By the time I pivoted and turned this way, he was back over here. I was like, all right, he's different. Mm-hmm. Ken try to punch my rib tattoo off. He tried to break my ribs for sure.
I've never really gotten a chance to get in there with Ken or any of the guys too like that yet. I don't know. I don't know if my trainers keeping me safe or keeping them safe. I can't tell yet.
Daniel's getting softer then, because he the old school way. He didn't care about keeping you safe. You're gonna learn. She was getting his bumps and bruises early.
No, he's probably definitely getting a little bit softer on guys. He's trying to protect guys a little bit much more now, because I'll be trying to ask him if I go spar with them. He'll be like, "They're pros. They'll kill you, Pete. They'll kill you." I'm like, damn. I'm like, just give me a shot. Let me try. Like, damn, that's what we're here for, right? I gotta learn something.
I love that accent too.
Kyrie's pretty cold too.
Huh?
Yeah.
Kyrie, he's cold. He's exciting to watch. I spotted him one time, and I felt that power right away. He's definitely someone that
he's sharp. He's sharp, and he's got that that heavy-handed strength. So when you mix the sharp speed on top of heavy-handedness, it just creates an even bigger thump.
Yeah. I spotted him before I went on vacation, and it was I was trying to avoid this dude's overhand the entire time. And it was like the last round, the last couple of seconds, he threw that shit, hit me, boom. I got a black eye. So I went on vacation with a black eye. So I got a bunch of pictures to remember that. I thought that shit was funny. I was like, yo, this dude cold. But it's great work, though. So I can't definitely.
I was in there, Jermaine. Like when I first started training and he was coming over to the Kim Garrett gym. Just like I said, I looked at him. I don't know. I just always have that issue. I just always want to get into it anybody. Just because even if I'm gonna get my ass whooped, I want to learn something. Especially he's the best one coming out of the state right now, and he's right here. So I'm just like, can I get in there with him? The coach looking at me like, what's wrong with you? I'm just like, I mean, shit. I don't know when I'm ever gonna get the opportunity.
Iron sharpens iron.
I'm
That's
just
what I was trying to say earlier.
But this was 30 at the beginning when I didn't even know nothing. This is me just starting now. I'm my second month into the gym. Jermaine's coming in. I'm just thinking I could take anybody. I could take him. Just the coach, you won't even touch him. You won't even touch him. I'm like, damn. And that right there just inspired me. And it really inspired me to be the kind of boxer I am today, but by not trying to not get touched, trying to just move around, move, bob, wait, boom. Justin, when you see me in the ring, I try my hardest not to get touched. I'm bobbing, weaving, slipping. I'm doing
right there.
I'm moving around even to this day.
On June 1st,
what I'm hearing is
point where it's Justin's Justin's gonna give us a taste of what we're gonna see for his pro debut in August. And Pete has to get a stoppage, otherwise he's not allowed back at the gym.
Yeah. You'll be exiled.
Damn,
That's crazy. That's crazy. You guys have any sponsors or trainer or just people in general you guys want to shout out?
Would Justin want to start? It doesn't really matter.
Yeah, first I got to definitely Rivera Promotions. Big shout out to them. You guys giving me this opportunity. I'm extremely grateful for that. Be able to fight in my city, on my home turf, and just can't get right. The gym has been great. Like, Pete, you touched on it. It's like a family. The moment I went there, it's like, sometimes you go to a gym and you get weird looks from people, or it feels like you're competing, but everybody was so welcoming the moment that, I got there, and it's just a great bond, great family. So something I recommend to everybody. Try out.
What about you,
Well,
Pete?
Following off with Justin, I'd like to start off with, giving a shout out to Rivera's Promotions. Give a shout out to you, AJ. Giving a shout out to Show Zone One Productions, because you guys are going to put this together for us. Amateurs not usually even supposed to be on pro cards, and you guys are giving us opportunity to fight at home for our city, and fight for you guys also, and get the opportunity to put on the show. So I want to shout you guys out. Apart from that, I'll let you shout out my gym. Camp Get Right. They've really been doing their thing. They have the characters that come in and they work with them, and they really try to shape them to where they need to be as individuals. Shout out to Ken. Shout out to Ken running the gym very well. Shout out to Daniel for all his knowledge he's been pouring on to me. Shout out to Woo Juice. It's Woo Juice. They're a juice cleanse detox, a juice cleansing detox.
All natural juices. They got everything over there.
Yeah. All
natural
natural juice got everything over there. There's over at Midtown Mall. Please go see them. Tell them Pete sent you. But fucking, I like to also shout out Waves Concept Shop. They're also one of my sponsors. They've been sponsoring me for like the past 2 years. Their goal is to stitch your creative ideas to life. You've seen one of the you seen the little outfit I came in with at the press conference. They make and design clothes from scratch. And also, also to shout out Prospect Construction, because he's been doing this thing with sponsoring a lot of the guys out of Camp Get Right. So we also got always shout out him out. And, just shout out to all of us Worcester fighters trying to do our thing, put on for the city. And shout out to the Worcester Palladium for having us there, honestly. It's going to be fast. We're going to put on the show. And sure, I'd like to just leave this by saying, remember to be discreet and build in silence.
Okay.
Go.
Okay. Anything, Mike? You got anything, Mike?
And so I'll shout out my girlfriend because she's in the background. She's telling me to shout her out, or else.
Let's go.
Or else I'm sitting on the couch tonight. So shout her out. So.
Love it.
Listen,
I don't know.
Blake twice if you need help.
Oh yeah, I forgot. It's our 7-year anniversary today too. That's another reason why I got shout outs out. So got shout outs.
You said the 7th anniversary?
7 years. Yeah, we've been going 7 years.
That's strong.
There you go.
Congrats.
That's one of the reasons why I didn't actually show up to the gym today, Justin. Because I was supposed to come get those tickets from you. I did not show up. I've been doing anniversary things all day. My apologies.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll be here tomorrow, so you do that.
Tomorrow I'm free of everything. I need to start getting back anyways. Fight coming up on Saturday, so
yeah, stay fresh.
Regular schedule. Yeah, but thank you, AJ.
Hey, no days off. No days off.
You want to peep what I'm wearing, AJ, for the fight?
What happened?
You want to peep the shorts? I got the shorts ready right here.
If you want to shoot, we'll take them. You want to show them?
Sir.
I'm excited.
Already?
We get first dibs.
Yeah.
See what it looks like. Go ahead, make me jealous. I'm gonna go tell my designer.
Yeah.
Got the white.
Those are fire. Are those fur?
Yeah, so on the side, you got a little bit of fur right here, but it's like that silky fat material. Keep myself nice and fresh and cool. Yeah.
Nice.
So I gotta give a shout out to my girl because she does design work and all that stuff, and she really helped me with all that stuff. So she helps me with design.
You guys are such great
my
boys. Shout out
marketing.
to girlfriends and shit.
Love it.
Those are fire.
Yeah, sure.
Nah, that's good for sure.
It was good chopping it up. We'll see you guys. If you guys want to come to the weigh-in on Friday, you can. You don't have to. That's for the pros. But you can come check it out, see how it is. And then we'll see you Saturday. So Friday, 3:00 on Friday. It's actually 3 o'clock on both days. 3 o'clock on Friday for the weigh-in. It's gonna be at Macau on Millbury Street.
Where is it at? Macau?
Macau, yep.
Okay.
And then on Saturday, all the amateurs got to report to the Palladium for 3.
For 3?
For your guys' weigh-in.
I'll be there.
All right. Take it easy, fellas.
Guys,
Appreciate
thank you.
Guys.
We'll get another one in soon after you guys take this W this weekend. I'm confident we're going to see 2-0 from this podcast.
Yeah, so you're going to see 2 big knockouts.
Let's go.
Ho, ho, ho. Hold you guys to it.
All right, man.
Peace, guys. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you.